The National Industrial Court has ordered the Nigerian Army to reinstate a senior officer, Abdul Fattah Mohammed, who was dismissed in 2016. The judge, Rakia Hastrop, gave the judgment on Tuesday at the headquarters of the Industrial Court in Abuja. Hastrop upheld Mohammed's claim that the authorities arbitrarily forced him to retire and capped off nearly 4 years of efforts to get justice. Tunjioye has more in this report.
You were unjustly retired, and the action of the Nigerian Army is in gross violation of the Constitution, illegal, null and void, unsustainable, and abuse of human rights. You are to be reinstated forthwith and all entitlements to be paid by the Nigerian Army. These were the words of Justice Rakia Hastrop of the National Industrial Court in Abuja, sitting on the case filed by Abdul Fattah Mohammed, a lieutenant colonel who was one of the 38 officers dismissed in 2016 by military authorities. It has been 3.5 years now that Abdul Fattah Mohammed has been fighting a legal battle not only to have his retirement reversed, but to clear his name of allegations of misconduct during the 2015 election. Today, justice has been served in the matter in which the defender, the Nigerian Army, shown little interest in pursuing.
This should be the fourth decision we will have, whereby a court will look at the facts and say, look, there was nothing here. There was a complete breach of the Constitution and of their rights. And in this particular case, the court went further and said, look, that letter of retirement, whatever you call it, the court says is null and void and sets it aside as though it never happened. Now, where we are is that at this point, it's not the issue of asking the president to review what had happened. We did that for 3 years. He didn't do it. We're not asking him to review what had happened. The court has made a decision. The army had a chance to come before the court. They brought their case, or whatever they thought their case was. The court considered it, and the court was able to clearly say that they were not able to justify any of the things that they have said. And I'll tell you this, because I've been involved in this matter for about 3.5 years, for the Army 38, I will tell you for each and every one of them, that's the same case. Whereby somebody will just sit down somewhere, claim to be working in accordance with the law, and do things that are clearly illegal and improper. We shouldn't be doing that. So at this point now, I think what we should do is, I think I would challenge them that they should obey the court order. I won't beg them. They should obey the court order. In fact, this is the fourth judicial judgment. We have 2 other decisions, one from the Nigerian Senate and one from the House of Reps. And in those 2 cases, in the case of the Senate, for Colonel Okora, they called the army and asked them, look, what happened with this Army 38? The army could not justify what they had done. The Senate said, look, it's not right, it's not proper, take him back. He didn't comply. In the case of Colonel Nwakwo, the House of Reps called the army. This is the case that this man has brought. He says he's been victimized. What do you say? They couldn't say anything. The House of Reps made a motion and adopted it and asked that those people should be what? Should be recalled. The army have been notified. The SGF has been notified. They've not complied with it. And in the case of the other decisions that these courts have been making, they've not been complying with it. But rather than beg them to comply with it, we would say that, look, if you say, and indeed you are government, and you exercise these powers of government, you're under an obligation to exercise those powers in accordance with the law. If you accept that, then I will challenge you. I will urge you seriously. I will urge the government to obey these court orders and make this restatement.
Abdul Fattah Mohammed is now the 4th officer to get judgment quashing his forceful retirement, though the army has been ordered to reverse the retirement and all entitlements paid. But complying with this judgment is another issue of concern. The authorities did not comply with the court judgment or the first 3 officers given about a year ago. This development has now put the Nigerian Army on the spotlight as an institution that may have consistently disobeyed and ignored valid court orders. From Abuja, Tunjioye, CV 360 News.